Good morning, gorgeous beings of light. This is Almara coming to you with miracle number 71 in the 100 Miracles in 100 Days project. And the first step of my fifth dimension activation and effortless manifesting quickie. Just take a big breath in for me, or a soft, gentle one. Just follow the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, filling up your whole body and then your chest if you can. And breathing it out. Letting go of everything that's outside this moment. Just continue this breath now. If you wish, you can move it to breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. But if you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, the source codes that are embedded in my voice from the hours of meditating I've done this morning will help release anything in your body, being, that is out of alignment with the frequency coming in. So just a pointer, if you get a bit cranky or you start yawning, burping, sneezing, farting, they're all signs that the energy is releasing stuff within you. So just continue to breathe and see what shows up. If you did this for 22 to 28 days, you would be surprised at what would show up in your life if you just listened and breathed every day and kept raising your own frequency out of the heaviness or out of the darkness and into the light. Just breathe. So I'm just going to really give you a quickie, a little miracle activation today because I have so much on. I remember when we were living in the miners' cottage in Tilba Tilba at the foothills of Mother Gulaga, which is the Aboriginal women's most sacred site in New South Wales, I think it is. And my leather lounge chair was permanently on the veranda, mostly because we couldn't get in the door of the miners' cottage. But because Jack and I love to sit out and watch the stars anyway. And I was sitting out meditating one morning and had been there for a few hours, which is normal for me. Next thing we heard this almighty roar and rumble, like it felt like it shook my little miner's cottage. But it was the roar that preceded it that made me just kind of come up out of my meditation. And I ran to the track because the walking track up to Tilba Tilba Mountain, or Mother Gulaga, it was called the Tilba Tilba walking track, up to Gulaga Mountain, or Gulaga Mother Gulaga, I think the Aboriginals called it, but we white people called it Mount Dromedary. But on the track that went right past my cottage, there was all these people on the track. It was a beautiful day, and nobody was stopping, looking around, going, "What's that? What happened?" You know. And I was confused by that, and I went back down and sat down and went, "Was I hearing things?" And Spirit just said, no, it had happened on another higher frequency, a higher frequency. And people just couldn't see that. People who weren't at that level couldn't see that. And that's basically what's happening at the moment on Earth, to be honest with you. I had another spiritual healer friend who was up on the mountain, and she swears there was a Yeti there that was chasing them off the mountain. And when I told her the story, she told me that, and that she had heard it roar and the whole mountain had shook. And I was just like, oh, that's interesting. Because I definitely thought my little house was shaking, and I definitely heard this almighty roar. But the people walking up the track didn't hear a damn thing, obviously, because nobody was stopping looking around. Like, it's not like I had like maybe 20, less than 20 steps to get from where my little, because it was a little miner's cottage, wouldn't have even been that, maybe 10 steps to see the people on the track. And it's not like it took time, and they would have been, it was such a loud roar, to me anyway. So, and that's really just what's happening on Earth at the moment. Like the 5D has been awake on Earth, starting to wake up in January 2000, fully awake by 21st December 2012, and we're more than a decade on from that. And some of us can see exquisite beauty and joy happening, and some of us, especially those watching the news, can see all this death, destruction and disaster, because that's what's being rammed down your throat to stop you seeing the brilliance that is happening all around you. Breathe. Take a moment to let that sink in. What about if we all just shifted our consciousness, especially all those people calling yourselves light workers? What about if we all just shifted our consciousness up and into a higher dimension of light, where there is just peace and love and joy and blessings? That's what you came here to help happen. And you're not going to do that by playing around the poo, and you're certainly not going to do that by smoking dope. A whole pile of spiritual people go, no, it's okay to smoke dope. I've really got my shit together doing that. No. If you truly want to be a clear vessel for source, you will not be smoking dope or doing any kind of drugs, really. And that's the reason I'm a really high-frequency being. I haven't even taken antibiotics for 30 years. And I've had no booze, no drugs for 30-odd years. I did smoke, like tobacco. I was going to say smoke alcohol. I haven't drank alcohol since my 20s, and I used to smoke 2 rollies a day until my 30s, and then I stopped that as well. Oh, you'll love this, but my father rang up one day, so it was before 2000, because he died in 2002, and I remember him saying to me, you're still smoking those bloody coffin nails, I must have coughed or something, and I said to him, listen, I'll tell you what I've told God. I've given up sex, I've given up booze, I've given up dairy, I've given up meat, I've given up sugar, and I'm sure as hell not going to give up those 2 fags a day until I take up sex. My father was like, like spluttering down the phone. He never asked me again. I think I was in my early 30s when I said that to him. Just learning to stand up for myself, which is really funny. And anyway, what happened was one day, I used to have a friend, who must have been in my 30s, who was just the most extraordinary being. Anita was her name. She had not 1 but 2 children with disabilities. I'd never met anyone who was as amazing as she was. And I met her in a laundromat of all things, when she just had like buckets and buckets, not buckets of clothes she was trying to dry in the laundromat. And she used to come and pick me up once or twice a week. It was her outlet, and we'd go have coffee down in Milton, and then we would come back home. She'd have coffee, I'd have hot chocolate, because if I drank coffee that late at night, it would keep me wide, but it never seemed to bother her, probably because she always lived on the edge the whole time I knew her. But she went down to Melbourne for 10 days, and I would have 2 rollies when I went out with her a couple of times a week. And I remember Source saying to me, I was about 3 or 4 days apart. She went to Melbourne for 10 days. I was still living in Brisbane. And I remember thinking, I think I'll go have a rollie. I used to sit out on my back step and have a rollie. And I just heard Source say, we prefer that you didn't. I went, oh, okay. Wait 3 or 4 more days. And I go, I think I'll go out and have a rollie. And Spirit just said to me, we prefer that you didn't. And I went, oh, okay. And then I just knew that I gave it up. And I gave it up and I never smoked again until my father's passed away. And there was all this stress in my family. And my sister walked past with a drum light tobacco that I used to smoke. And I snatched the rollie off her and said, give me that. And then went out and bought a packet of tobacco and still smoked that tobacco for 2 weeks. And then I gave it up again and never smoked again. So breathe for me. I'm not saying you have to give it up. I'm just saying that when you're ready, you will give it up, but it is something you need to give up if you want to get into the higher states of being. Just breathe for me, please. So that's our quickie for today. I'm just going to connect you, do the first step of the fifth dimension to get you started on being connected. If you did only this step and nothing else for 28 days, for about 10 to 20 minutes, you would notice a significant difference in your life because it connects you to the earth and the sun and aligns up your meridian lines. So, breathing in. Bring your awareness into your hands. And now breathing in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose and point your fingers to the sun and breathe out and tie that energy around the sun. Breathe in. Draw the energy from the sun with your hands down through your crown. Breathe all that source light from the sun into your body. Breathe out and take the last 5% down into earth. Tie that energy for around the core of Mother Earth. Breathe in and bring all the energy from Mother Earth all the way back up. Let it fill every cell, every atom, every molecule of your being. Breathe out. Take the last 5% up to the sun. Breathe in. Breathe out. 95% of the energy into your body, golden source light. Last 5% into the earth. Breathe in and bring. Now, you usually bring gold light up, but a lot of people have said, oh, I see a golden green light. It doesn't matter if you see a golden green light, a golden turquoise light. Just bring that energy back up. Breathe that out into your body. Take the last 5% up to the sun. Breathe in. And yes, I move my hands because that's why in Tai Chi, you just get your mind out the way. Breathe all that golden source light into every one of your 100 trillion cells, 100 trillion telomeres. Take the last 5% down into the core of Mother Earth. Tie that energy around Earth and bring a scoop of that gorgeous Earth energy with all the minerals and nutrients, everything you need to sustain your physical life here on Earth. Breathe that out into your body. Take the last 5% up to the sun. So if you can just continue doing that practice, while I just mentioned a few things, it is best to do that standing barefoot on Mother Earth first thing in the morning. You can do it sitting up inside if it's snowing outside, and you can do it laying on your side and imagining you're standing barefoot on Mother Earth. If you're sick, it will still help you. And if you'd like to know the rest of those steps and become a powerful fifth dimension activator, the details for that program will be below this. And you can contact me through my website, www.elmaraserafin.com. Those details are down below as well. And if you don't have the funds to do the program, I put the price in down below because I don't like people who play silly buggers with all of that. If you don't have the money, don't go, oh, I can't afford that. Just go, God, I'd really love to do this. How can I do it? Because no desire is ever felt without the substance already, or the source already been given. And we humans do that all us about. We go, oh, I can't afford it, and then block any money that would have been coming to you anyway. How can I do this training? And remember, no desire is ever felt without the source already being given. Just breathe for me, please. And we would love you to join us. It will start, the training's going to start in April. It might start before then if we've oh, actually no, we can't. I keep thinking, oh, it'll start before then if we're fully booked. But these 100 Miracles in 100 Days won't finish until the 24th of March. and they take anything from 5 to 7 hours every morning. So that's why I know there's powerful energy in them if you would just show up and listen. Breathe. Just going to give you a quick 40-second blast of fifth dimension energy that you can breathe into every cell of your being if you wish, or breathe it into getting a pay rise, getting a new job, healing your body, finding your soulmate, etc., etc. Okay, you gorgeous beings of light, that's us done for another day. Sending you so much love and blessings, and I really look forward to speaking with you again tomorrow. Bye for now.